Manitoba is bracing for a massive winter wall-up, though forecasts are indicating there could be a little bit of good news.
That's right. Let's bring in CTV Winnipeg's Bureau Chief Jill Machyson now. Jill, we can see a few flakes flying this morning. So what's it like now, and when is the worst expected to arrive?
Well, Nick, we actually just started to see the snow start to fly at about an hour ago, and already there's a couple of centimeters accumulated. So the storm was supposed to hit overnight. We were expecting around midnight. RCMP closed all major highways in southern Manitoba around that time. But the storm seemed to have other ideas. It didn't roll in, as I said, until just pre-dawn here. But we are still expecting quite an accumulation. As much as 5 centimeters per hour could fall in the next couple of hours here this morning. And it's a heavy, wet snow, which isn't good news. That's going to cause likely some hydro outages as the snow accumulates on lines.
Yes, this is a massive storm, possibly up to 80 centimeters by the time it's done. What is the city doing to prepare for this?
Well, never before have I seen Winnipeg so prepared for a storm. I mean, I was here 25 years ago in '97 when the storm of the century led to the flood of the century, and that was early April. So now we're about a week later than that storm. All schools are closed. The city is closed. All non-essential services. I think I just said about 300 pieces of plow equipment and sanding equipment will be on the roads. They're even talking about putting some plows near fire stations and ambulance halls to ensure that these emergency vehicles can actually get out onto the roads and get to the hospitals as they're needed. I mean, I stayed in a hotel downtown last night just because it was possible I couldn't get into work this morning. So everyone is really prepared for it, but now we're going to wait and see just how much accumulates. Up to 40 centimeters potentially for Winnipeg. Areas northwest of here could see up to 80 centimeters. I mean, that's just shy of 3 feet of snow in higher elevations. All highways are closed at this point. All roads are in the city. They're telling people not to use them if they can avoid them. Buses are still running at this point, but we'll just wait and see how much accumulates, and the worst is still yet to come.
Yeah, it sounds like it, Jill. And before we let you go, I caught your report on National last night. You talked about the flood of the century in 1997. Those concerns aren't so significant this time around based on the cooler conditions. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, we could be potentially getting as much snow, Nick. We could be getting, 40 plus centimeters, which could cause flooding. But this time around, there was already, the outflow was happening. A lot of the melt had happened about 2 weeks ago, so the rivers were moving. The peak on the red already had come and gone. And plus, we're expecting to see colder temperatures, which will slow the melt of this storm. So that's all good news. But again, nature always throws us a curveball, as happened this morning. As we didn't see the storm arrive till later than expected. So we'll wait and see and keep our fingers crossed.
All right, CTV's Jill Machyson in Winnipeg. Thank you so much for joining us, and stay safe.
Yeah, take care, Jill.